Welcome to the new initiative by the International Society of Biomechanics and Science in the Break. Together we aim to spotlight early career researchers in biomechanics across the globe. Join us.
Country, but it has enriched not only my professional experience, but also my personal life.
Hello everyone, welcome to this new episode of Science in the Break. Today we are interviewing Elisa Romero, and I am Christina. I'm going to co-host this episode with Vijay.
Hello everyone, as a part of International Society of Biomechanics, we are partnering with Science in the Break for this wonderful interview that you're going to watch.
Thanks, Elisa. I was thinking whether you could give an introduction of who you are, what you do, what your research topics are, and talk a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Thank you. Well, first of all, thank you very much for the invitation to participate in this interview. I am from Mexico, and that's where I studied. I did my bachelor studies in biomedical engineering. Then I arrived to Germany in 2017. I live here in Aachen, and that is very close to the border with Netherlands and Belgium. I did my master's studies at the German Sports University in Cologne. I recently started with my PhD studies at the RWTH Aachen University. Only a few weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago, officially. So, and for these doctoral studies, I will work on a project for developing algorithms for the detection of muscular activation of multiple muscles at the same time, and the detection and quantification of spasticity.
It is interesting that you have been, you did your UG undergraduation, post-graduation in different parts of the world. Can you tell us about that experience?
It was very challenging, definitely, but it has been totally worth it. Even learning the German culture in order to identify the differences with my culture and not get into too much trouble. But yeah, it has definitely been quite a ride to live in another country, but it has enriched not only my professional experience, but also my personal life. I have been able to mature a lot, I believe, I hope, and working also to the resilience, to be a resilience person. That's what I have been trying to practice.
What made you to move to Germany? Is there any particular reason?
Well, it all came without even knowing it, really, because when I finished my bachelor studies, I wanted to work at the National Institute of Rehabilitation in Mexico, but my bachelor supervisor, who is working at this institute, talked to me about this project that was going to begin with the department here in Aachen. So that I was very lucky to work for 3 years, part-time in Germany and part-time in Mexico. So that's what actually moved me. I believe I was at the right time, at the right moment to receive this invitation. And after 3 years of the project ended, but I wanted to continue to live here in Germany. I like that my quality of life is much better than in Mexico. I feel secure. Like the job opportunities and the people, also my work colleagues were so nice that I said, okay, I want to stay here a little bit longer. and I had the support from Professor Disselhorst-Klug.
Yeah, what is the most inspiring thing of working in this lab?
Oh, yeah, I cannot begin to tell you all the qualities that I find in Professor Disselhorst-Klug, but it's mainly not only her knowledge of the field, but also her passion. How do you say, her feet on the ground? Also, this human part of her is also what, as you say, Christina, what I should continue looking for, and also to have that for my experience. Not that when I have the opportunity to mentor someone else, that I'm also these qualities that I like so much about her, that I also have them, in order to help other students.
So now that you are there and you're working in this new project, even if it is just for the first 3 weeks of your PhD, but you have there already some experience in this lab, can you tell us some or show us some techniques or tools that you find super cool?
I also work on the identifying the differences in muscular coordination patterns. So that was also one of my tasks, or that has been also one of my tasks in the department. And for this, we have a tool that combines both the kinematics and the muscular activation through surface electromyography data. And we combine this data and categorize it according to the different factors that may affect how our muscles work together. This categorization method, we have applied it to identify how synergistic muscles interact, and according to the different to the type of contraction and all of these other factors. Also in elderly people, in order to identify the changes or the possible changes in muscular coordination patterns as a person ages. Another project or another work where we apply this categorization method is to identify how the muscular coordination patterns change when we are trying to learn a new task. So I included in the pictures an example. I have an example of how we applied this categorization method, and that is to identify how synergistic muscles interact. So we found that during the concentric contraction, there's an increase in the muscular activation with increase in angular velocity.
How do you think that we could integrate this into a rehabilitation of a patient with a stroke or with a spinal cord injury, or someone who has a central nervous system problem? But yeah, if you want to do, maybe it doesn't have to be a quick test, but a bedside test, basically.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a very important question, because in these examples that I showed, is we are focused on healthy adults. So now we have like this base that we can use in order to see, okay, what happens after a person has a motor disorder due to either, as you said, a stroke, or for my project, for the doctoral studies, we will focus on detecting spasticity due to stroke or children with cerebral palsy.
So can you tell about the research work that you have done until now that that you felt was very satisfactory?
So in fact, my doctoral studies is a continuation of this device that we have developed here in the department. So the cool thing that I found from this device is that we tested on different subjects. We want to develop a device that needs to be used without the surveillance of an experienced user, no, and most importantly, a person who knows about surface electromyography and how to record the muscular activation. Then we need to make a device that's very user-friendly, so that we decrease the risk of getting data that will not help us, that is not correct. So that has been, and maybe the design is not so nice, but we can also work on that.
And Elisa, we wanted also to ask you, how do you think that societies like the ISB or us in Science in the Break, how this type of platforms can help you or contribute or support early career researchers? Do you have any ideas? Also for the audience, for those who are listening, to search for those resources that may be more helpful for them?
Yeah, so I think basically these types of platforms that you are working on, not to interview early career researchers, so that we may network. No, we may also do some network by, okay, so I saw the video, I'm interested. No, I also found some videos I found very interesting on your channel. I think that's one part. So I would say like social media helps a lot. I have found either on Twitter or through the different podcasts, and also on the web page of the ISB, I found that there are some resources that I remember that I used for my master's study. So basically on the standards, on how to describe the different methods, and also now that we are, I believe, that now that we are going through conferences that are not only online, but rather are taken in presence, so that we may do some activities within the Congress in order to, okay, let's gather early career researchers as students and put them together to talk about their own projects.
If you would have, Elisa, one tip to give to early career researchers or future early career researchers, what would it be?
to have a lot of patience and being kind to oneself. I believe that's a thing. Those are like the two factors or principles I have tried to work on. Recognize that we will make a lot of mistakes, but we will also learn a lot.
A lot of luck and courage, as we say here, on the next steps of your PhD.
All the best for your PhD and all those research. And I also would like to ask you to collaborate with people from other parts of the world as well. So, let's encourage people from other countries to merge and do research in a collaborative way, so that the world becomes one. It was a very inspirational story. I hope many such things, many other people also follow you.
Yeah. Thank you, thank you, and hopefully we will meet sometime in person, in a conference, or something.
Hopefully.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I look forward to it. Yes.